Hi there, I'm Eddie. Thanks for practicing yoga with me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give my video a thumbs up. Thank you. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Eddie. I look forward to practicing with you today. I always start class by saying that you need to go at your own pace, regardless of what I'm offering or what I'm sharing. Please listen to your own bodies. If you've got any injuries, if you're just feeling a little subpar today, just go a little bit lighter. Push yourself when you can. Do what feels right for you. All right? I'm looking forward to our practice. Today, I want to focus on a theme of self-empowerment. We'll begin our class actually by doing a little exercise called setting the navel point, kind of get you into your power center. But not just your physical power, but really your kind of self-empowerment, your spiritual power, your ability to know who you are and what you want, and to trust that and to know that it's okay, and just really be strong and set inside of yourself as you walk through the world. Okay, so that's my theme. That's where I'm hoping that our yoga can take us today. That's what I'm putting out. Whatever resonates for you, please hold on to it, and whatever doesn't, just keep on going. All right, let's have a beautiful practice together today. Bring your hands to your heart. Shoulders relax, spine is tall, eyes are closed. Hands are at the heart. Look within yourself. Let's see if you can bring just a little smile to your face, a little lightness to your heart. And let's rub our hands together. Okay, hands to your heart. Take a slow, deep breath in. Hold it. And exhale. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold it. Very good. Exhale all your breath out. And one more time. Inhale. Hold it in. And exhale. Good. Let's chant some ohms. Take a breath. Om. Om. One more time. Inhale. Om. Good. All right, let's start on our backs today. We're going to do some of these techniques on our backs, starting with this setting the navel point business. All right, so I've got a blanket here. I'm going to stretch it out and I'm going to lay down on that. If you don't have a blanket, do not worry about it. You don't need one. Just lie down on your back. Stretch those legs away. And here's where we're going to do a couple of really simple warm-ups. You don't even need to look. You're going to inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling and all the way back behind you. Woo, and then you're going to exhale and slowly take those hands down. That was good. It kind of inspired a little yawn in me. Let's do it again. Inhale up and back. And exhale it down. Yoga is such an empowering practice. You get to choose how you breathe. Inhale. You get to choose how you move. Exhale your hands down. You get to be deliberate about the direction of your mind. Inhale your arms up and back. Hold it in for about 5 seconds. Point your fingers, point your toes. Exhale, release your hands down by your side. We're going to do that 2 more times with a pause. Inhale. Hold it. Good. Exhale, bring it down. And one more round. Inhale. Hold it. Very good. Exhale, bring it all the way down. I want you to bend your knees, put your feet flat down on the floor, okay? So just think of it as bridge pose. Your hips are going to be going up and down. Your arms are going to do the exact same motion you were just doing. Inhale, hips up, arms go back. Now really roll it down slowly. Exhale, hips down, hands down. Together, eyes are closed. Up and down. Inhale up and down. And one more. Inhale. Now this time, stay up with your hips. Only your hands come down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And let's stay for about 5 or 6 breaths. Good. We're going to take one more here. And exhale slowly. Come on down on your back. Let's do a brief little twist. Take your arms out to the side. Now we're going to pull both of the knees into the chest. And what I want you to do is slowly drop your knees to the right as your head turns left. And inhale up through the center. And exhale, knees will go left as your head turns right. So we're going to go back and forth a few times. Inhale up. Exhale down. You're just going back and forth. Keep going. All right, very good. Stay on the right side when you get there. Stay on the right side, knees are right. Now I've put my hand on the outside of my left leg, turning my head to the left, and just melting into this pose. Good. Slowly come on back through the center. Drop down to the second side. Okay. Bring it back. Stretch those legs out. Shavasana. Just kidding. Okay, we're not going to do Shavasana yet. We are going to do setting the navel point. So here's how you do it. You're lying down on your back. We are going to do breath of fire. I think everybody knows it, but if you don't know it, the easiest way to learn it, stick out your tongue, pant like a dog. Or you do it through your nose. So everybody start that. Get your belly bouncing, and then I'll tell you what to do when we get to the end of the breath of fire. So let's do breath of fire now. Keep it going. It should feel like you're hammering your navel point, or you've got a drumstick and you're hitting, like you're hitting a drum. You're hitting down, 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 down. Keep it going just like that. Really powerful at the navel center, at the third chakra, at the power center of your being. Stimulate it. Inhale as deeply as you can. Hold your breath in for just a moment. Now, while you're holding your breath, take your right hand and make like a little sock puppet or a little hand puppet, a little bird's beak with your right hand. Exhale your breath out and press the tips of your fingers into your navel. And just breathe naturally now. But what you're looking for is the pulse. You should be able to find your pulse in there. Sometimes you have to dig down and up a little bit. It's just connecting your heart to your power. Isn't that how we want to be? Passionate and powerful, loving and powerful. That's really good. Okay, we're going to do one more thing on our backs, everybody. I want you to take your right knee, hug it into your body, stretch your left leg away, and pick your left foot maybe 6 inches up off the ground. So you're going to point your toe. Foot is about 6 inches off the ground. Pull your belly button down, flatten your back. Now, already there, you're going to feel a good amount of core strengthening. Some of us are going to go further by rolling our shoulders up off the ground here and potentially even extending our arms forward. Now, if you had to, you could hold your head. Otherwise, I want you to just stay right there. And you're just going to keep kind of tightening it, like you're tightening the screw. You're turning the screwdriver right at your navel. As you exhale, turn the screwdriver. And one more. And then slowly bring that all the way down. Stretch your right leg out, hug your left knee into your body. Give it a good squeeze. Point your right toes, lift them about 6 inches up off the ground. From there, you can stay or you can roll up, holding onto your leg. You can extend your legs away. You can hold your arms away. You can hold your head if you need to. But again, when you exhale, tighten the screwdriver. Really turn into that stomach. One more. And slowly pull your knees into your body. Everybody try and rock back, rock forward, and cross your legs. Go ahead, if you've got a blanket, move it out from under you. Come on forward onto your hands and your knees. Hands and your knees. Good. Inhale, lift your chest and chin up. Exhale, round your back. Now let's do this a couple of times. Just kind of stretch out the abdomen. Inhale, exhale, round your back. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale. Turn your toes into the ground and back to downward facing dog. It's our first downward facing dog. Let your head go. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to be here for a minute, so walk in place or hold your legs straight, bend your knees, whatever feels good for you. Shake out your head and just find the rhythm of your breath. This theme of self-empowerment is a very resonant one for me right now. A couple months ago, I hired somebody to perform a service for me, and I was really disappointed with the result, and I had spent kind of a chunk of change on it, and I was pretty disappointed with the result. But it was hard for me to acknowledge that I was disappointed because I had spent so much money and because someone had put a lot of effort into it, and it kind of just bummed me out, and I let it kind of get to me. And finally yesterday, after a couple months of just stewing on something and not feeling good about it, I decided, you know what, I can do this myself. And I started working on it, and I started changing it, and I got my hands in the clay with it. I empowered myself. I didn't need to hire someone and spend a lot of money on something. It took going through that experience to learn the lesson, but it ends up being a very empowering experience. Hey, I can do this, and I can do it exactly the way I want it. I don't have to be disappointed with anybody else. Look forward, bend your knees, gently step or jump yourself all the way to the front. So open it halfway. Maybe you want to keep your knees bent. Exhale all the way down. Look to the front and open. And exhale down. And open. Inhale. And exhale down. Now what we're going to do is lift our spine halfway up and try and reach your arms out to the side. Now, if it's too much in your back or too much in your legs, just bend your knees, kind of like I'm demonstrating. Otherwise, if you're feeling really, really flexible, straighten your legs as much as possible. And breathe it there. So you're going to inhale and exhale, fold all the way down to your legs now. Wrap your hands maybe around your ankles, maybe put your hands on the floor, maybe interlace your hands and take them overhead. Part of why I shared that story with you is because for me it was such a learning experience and a learning lesson. Even the part of being bummed out for a couple of months, it's like that's kind of the journey that I needed to go through to find a sense of self-empowerment on the subject. I thought I needed someone else to do something for me. Something that I could do. And it took going through that. It took spending the money. It took being bummed out. Ultimately, it took finding the strength within to say, hey, let me give it a shot. So nothing's wrong. The journey is never wrong. But it is fun to find your own empowerment. It's fun to get to the other side. Let's sweep those arms out. Come on, all the way up. And if you think about your yoga practice from that perspective, every breath, you get to deliberately choose it. Every movement, you get to deliberately choose it. Stretch your hands down, lift your spine up. Your focus, you get to deliberately choose it. Right? It's like if you had a camera and you were going to take a picture of something, you get to choose what you focus on in the frame. You get to choose. Inhale, take your hands, reach them all the way up above you. We're going to go through some sun salutations. Bend your knees if you like, fold forward, look to the front and inhale. And as we exhale, gently step or jump back and lower down. Maybe you go to the floor. Inhale to a back bend and exhale back to downward facing dog. Ah. You have one more. Look to the front and inhale. Bend your knees. Lightly step or jump to the front. Open halfway. Just try and feel this flow with your breath. Exhale down. Inhale, sweep out. Come up. Exhale to your heart. Again, inhale. Maybe add a back bend. Open that heart. Lift the chest. Exhale, come on forward. Look to the front. And gently step or jump yourself back and lower. Into your back bend. One of the things that my spiritual teacher is always talking about is the path of least resistance. And that your inner being, your highest self, your soul, whatever you want to call it, knows where you are, knows what you want, knows your relationship to it, and knows the path of least resistance to your aim. And sometimes it feels like we're zigging and zagging. But again, this experience that I personally went through was really important in terms of the larger picture of what I want. Look forward and inhale. Bend your knees. So it's actually not a detour. It's the path of least resistance. Inhale. Fold forward. It's the path of learning the lesson as quickly as possible. Sweep out. Come on up. Hands down at your heart. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhale up. Exhale. Fold forward. Look to the front. Gently step and jump yourself back. Moving through. Take a couple breaths right here.
Look forward and inhale. Bend your knees. Lightly step or jump yourself to the front and open and fold down. Sweep out, come on up.
One more time like this, yeah?
Inhale, let's go forward and exhale. Do you feel good? Are you allowing yourself to feel good while you move? Inhale, exhale, step or jump yourself back. Can you feel your energy flowing with your breath, your consciousness tuning in, your mind starting to clear, your body starting to feel flexible and warm? Good. Inhale. I want you to come forward into your plank pose. Now let's start like this. Get into the top of the push-up and everybody hold that for a moment. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite little strengtheners here. All you have to do, don't move your hands, just turn both of your heels to the right. So both hands are on the floor. Both heels are turned to the right. So it's just a twisted plank pose. Now, if it was too much for you, I would put your right knee down on the ground and still turn your left foot heel to the right. Otherwise, we're just going to hang out here for a couple more breaths. One more inhale, and then slowly twist it to the other side. One more inhale, and exhale, slowly come on back. Downward facing dog. Let's look to the top of our mat, everybody. Bend your knees lightly, step or jump your feet to the front. Open halfway. Exhale, fold. Sweep out, come on up. And exhale. Hands together at your heart. Okay, so for our balancing pose today, why don't we do eagle pose, Garudasana. I want you to take your feet, step them together so that your feet are touching one another, and your arms are going to come out to the side. Now, many of you know this. I want your right arm to swing under your left, twine those elbows, and bring your hands together. I'm going to do it for you again. Right arm under the left, twine. If you can't quite do that, just right arm under the left, reach for your shoulder. That's kind of a good variation of it. So once we've got this, elbows lift, shoulders relax. You're going to sit down in your chair pose. Now let's just hang out for a moment in chair. Don't do anything else yet. Just elbows up, chest up, heart up nice and high. And I want you to take your right foot, if you can, and cross the right leg over the left. So lift your right foot, cross over, you're balancing. Some of you will fold forward into this, squatting even deeper and folding your chest down on your thigh. Inhale, come on all the way up. Whew. Good, let's do the second side, yes? Take your left arm, wrap it underneath, and twine it up. When you twine, lift those elbows, shoulders relax. Good, chest is open, shoulders relaxing. Now sit into your chair pose if you haven't already. You could stay there the whole time, or you could start to take your left leg, cross it over your right leg, and squat down into that balance. Very good. Maybe you're folding forward. And unwind. Lift it up. Whew. Bring your hands back and together at your heart. I think it's time to do a little standing work. Now, if you don't want to go through the full sun salutation, just stay standing and you'll join us in a moment. Those of us that are going to do the sun salutation into the pose, let's do it. Fold forward, inhale, open, take it back. Every breath, deliberate movement. Let's take that right foot, please. Step it forward all the way between your hands. Left foot's going to spin flat on the ground. Chest and heart are going to lift. And let's breathe. So sinking it down nice and low. We're going to be here for about a minute. My good friend Bill, who's here today, he loves Warrior One. So this is for you, Bill. And if everybody else doesn't like holding Warrior One, you can just do a little chat to Bill. A little Zoom chat. You can tell him about your feelings about Warrior One. Now here we are. We're going to have a lot of fun. Let's sink down nice and low. Lift that breastbone up. Maybe you want to start opening the heart up to the sky a little bit. Doesn't that feel good? Maybe your gaze turns up a little bit. So you want to practice in a way that is empowering for you, that's expansive for you, that's illuminating for you, that feels good to you. This is wonderful. Now, next variation, interlace your hands right behind your back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Lift that breastbone up. Some of you might even want to sink lower now. We're going to lift that heart and come forward. So I'm going to drop my shoulder right down on the thigh. Let the head go. Let the hands lift. Nice deep breath in and out. How about 3 more? And 1 more. This is perfect. Put your hands down on the ground. Take yourself back, please. If you've got a push-up cycle, do it. Now we're going to go to the second side. We'll take that left foot, step it forward. Spin your right foot flat. All right, so you got your Warrior One. You're settling in, hanging out here. Maybe you're adding your back bend. We're going to be here for a minute. I'll tell you a story. Yesterday, somebody called me up, and they wanted to talk. They were looking for a little advice. And it was about a relationship that they're kind of getting into. And as it was described to me, was sounding very, very dysfunctional for a lot of reasons, including substance abuse reasons, and just lots of things were going on in this relationship that didn't sound really healthy to me. And this person's asking advice, and I said, well, it's not for me to judge or to tell you what to do. You really need to empower yourself to make the decision, and that very well may mean going through this experience, That's your right, that's your choice. You can go through any experience. There's nothing wrong with it. Just learn from it. Take 1 more. Interlace your hands behind you. He's like, I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. Well, it does sound a little bit crazy. Exhale, go forward. But that's for you to decide, We all go through our own journey towards self-empowerment. And sometimes we even have inklings that things are not right for us. And yet we still walk into it. And that's okay. You can't get it wrong. Take 1 more. Put your hands down on the ground. I'll tell you the story that I told him. Come forward and move through your push-up cycle, please. Into your back bend. Now, if any of you need to rest, this would be a good moment to take child's pose. But for those of us that can move on, let's take our right foot, step it forward, spin the left foot flat. So let's get into a warrior 2, and then hang out here for about a minute. So sink it down nice and low. Some of you maybe heard this parable before, but this is what I said to him. And I say it to myself as well. That There's a guy, he's walking down a street, and there's a pothole in the street, and he trips and falls into the hole. Next day, he walks down the same street. There's the hole, he trips right in it again, falls in it. Next day, he walks down the street, trips in the hole, keeps tripping in that hole. One day, he says, wait, there's that hole. And then he falls into it still. He recognizes it, but he still falls into it. Eventually, he says, wait, there's that hole, and he walks around it. And finally, he says, you know what? I don't even need to walk down that street. Take your left arm back. Take your right arm up. We fall into the hole until we recognize it, decide to move around it, and ultimately empower ourselves to choose a different course altogether. Exhale, come on forward. Take that top arm, maybe you're going to reach it up over your ear. Now I have my elbow on my knee. Maybe your hand is going to go down onto the ground. Take one more. Put your hand down, step yourself back. Back bend. Let's do side two. Take your left foot forward, spin your right foot flat. Give yourself time to get there. You can join us in your own time. You can take child's pose for a little while if you want, whatever. Sink down low. I guess what I want to say is give yourself permission, empower yourself even to fall in the hole again. Give yourself permission to fall in that hole again if that's what it takes. And then learn from it. And ultimately empower yourself to make choices that work for you, that are healing for you. Bring your right hand back, left hand up. We call yoga a practice, not a perfect. And I think we should call life a practice too. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come on forward, because we're just all practicing at the game. Take your right hand up. Maybe you're going to reach it over your ear. Doesn't that feel good? Take one more breath. Inhale and touch those hands down. Now slowly come back. Some of you might want to rest. The rest of us might want to go to a side plank. Now again, if I came to plank pose, we did it earlier, and I turned both of my heels to the right, I can stack them or stagger them. Maybe my left hand can come up to the sky. But some of you might have to put your right knee on the floor, and then that's going to be a little bit lighter all around, okay? So go ahead and choose your variation of side plank or be in child's pose or whatever you like. Taking one more breath. Come through the center. If anyone here is feeling it, do another push-up cycle in between. Otherwise, we're going on to side two. Left hand, heels to the left. One more. And slowly release your hands down to the ground. Again, you can take your push-up cycle. You can stay in downward dog. I'd like you to look forward to the top of your mat, bend your knees, lightly step or jump, get yourself all the way forward, fold it down, sweep out, come up to the top. Release your hands. You go ahead and just stay facing forward, just like you are. And hands come down by your side. So let's take our feet. We'll open them up maybe 6 inches apart. That's going to give you a little bit greater stability. I want you to take your right hand, reach over your head, and grab your left ear. Now you're going to slowly start to pull your head over towards the right side. And then your left hand is going to come behind your back. And the more you stretch it behind the back, the deeper that neck stretch is going to be. So let's just open up the side of the neck. Maybe it's a good place to close your eyes. Maybe it's a good place to know that you're perfectly on your path. Now just take your head, slowly start to turn it so you're looking down towards the right corner of your mat, and then you're going to grab more to diagonal on your head and kind of pull that way. And from there, we're going to take the left arm, free it out to the side wall, and make a stop sign with your hand. Good. Nice big stretch there. We'll begin to bend the elbow, and slowly sweep the arm right into the middle. You'll feel that so deep under the scapula, shoulder blade, across the neck. Wonderful. And come on all the way down. Now take a second. Feel that. Nice. Let's go to side two. So you're going to grab your head, pull it over, bring your hand behind your back. So you stretch the neck out first. And then just release your hand a little bit. Turn so you're looking towards the left corner of your mat. Pull it a diagonal. Should feel pretty good. Free your arm out. Right to the side. Make a stop sign. Bend your elbow. And pull that bent elbow right through the center. And undo it. Roll your shoulders out just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to come down to sitting, and I'm going to get my strap, which I keep over here in this bowl. Here's a strap. You might want a strap. You might not need a strap. Now, what we're going to do is sit down for a moment. You might want to block. You might not want to block. So this is how you would get into this pose. So, in fact, I'll show you from behind. Okay? From behind, this is what I'm going to do. On the hands and knees, I'm going to take the right leg, bring it forward, and cross my right knee in front of my left knee. From there, I open the feet apart and I sit down in between the heels. Some of us, that's going to be way too tight. So if we have a block, we can put a block under the butt and that will elevate us. Some of us, that's still going to be too tight, in which case you're just going to sit in a cross-legged seat. Okay, now I'm going to stay in this position for you. I'll sit on the block today. Some of you are going to be on the ground, but remember, you're not sitting on your foot. You're sitting inside your foot. So we're up nice and tall. Now your right knee is the knee that's on top. I want you to take your right hand up to the sky, bend the elbow, and bring your right hand down your back. So you kind of place it behind your heart. Left hand comes from under, the elbow bends, and the hand comes up. Now I have the flexibility that I can catch my fingers there. But if I didn't have that flexibility, what I would do is I would put a strap or a towel or a flip-flop in my right hand, and my left hand would come up, and then I would walk the hands as close together as I could get them using that strap. Okay, now from this position, try and pull your shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your breastbone up. And then maybe you're going to fold. You fold right down over your leg. Some of you will be able to get your chin all the way in front of your knee. So it's a nice, long, flat spine. And of course, just release the strap a little bit if this is too deep. And let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go. All right, here we go. Second side. So just get yourself forward. I'll face the front this time. So same thing. All you have to do, take your left leg, swing it in front of your right leg, open your feet apart, bring your block back, sit on your block. Some of us are going to be seated cross-legged, and that's fine as well. So you can see this is my left knee that I'm tapping. That is the top knee. That means my left arm is the top arm. Whatever is the top knee is the top arm. Bend it down, and then the right arm for me is the bottom arm. It comes below. Bend it up, and catch those fingers or use your strap. I'll give you a second to get here. This is hips and shoulders. This is a really kind of complex posture. It's got a lot of elements that are all very deep in it. So you just want to go slowly. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. Lift your heart and your breastbone up. And maybe, just maybe, fold it forward. That's good. Inhale, you're going to slowly release yourself out of this. Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Sit down on your heels. Sit down on your buns. I'm going to fold up my strap. And cross your right ankle over your left knee. So we're going to do hip openers, 2 variations of seated pigeon. So first of all, single leg seated pigeon. Bend your left knee, put that foot on the ground. Scoot your buns about maybe a couple inches forward. I would say there's maybe 6 to 8 inches between my heel and my sitting bone. And I'm going to turn my fingers back and lift my chest up. So that is our stage 1. We could be very happy right here. Some of us will do a double pigeon. Now, how do you get into a double pigeon? So you walk that left foot over towards the right side of your mat, roll onto the baby toe side of the foot, and start to drop your knees. I'm going to actually pull my hips back a little bit more so that I open up the angle. This is a much more complex posture, requires a lot more openness in your hips. So if you're kind of there and you're looking all like funky like this, just stay in stage 1. Okay? Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Fold forward. Don't worry, be happy. Do, 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 do. Sorry, I'm a little crazy today. In a good way. Feeling that wonderful self-empowerment. It's so worth it when you get to that breakthrough moment like I had yesterday. It was the best day I had in probably 3 months. It's the most fulfilling day. Come on all the way back up. I walked down a different street yesterday. I didn't fall in the pothole, and that was pretty good. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Bend your right foot, put it down on the ground. Walk down the street of self-empowerment. Lift your chest up. I walk down the street of I can do it. Okay, so that's our stage 1. Maybe you like it. Maybe you want to walk your foot over. The right foot comes to the left. I'm going to pick my hips up and pull them back a little bit. Remember, this double pigeon is the deeper option. May not be appropriate for everybody. Try and keep that spine long. Very good, very, very good. Okay, slowly go ahead. Let's release that out. Let's shake both of our legs. Now, I'm going to use the left leg first just because it'll be easier to demonstrate in front of the camera. So everybody pull your left foot in, cross your left foot outside of your right knee. Right leg can stay straight, or we all know it, the deeper variation, bend the right knee and pull the heel alongside your hip. So this is different than the last 2 foundations that we did. In this one, yes, the right knee is down, but the left knee is pointing up to the sky. And we're going to do it in a very specific way. I want you to take your right arm and hook your left knee. When you hook it, pull it into your chest, and then grab your wrist and lift yourself up really, really tall. Pull it in, lift yourself up. Good. Now take your left arm. You're still pulling your knee in. Try and touch the ceiling. So if you notice that your butt is starting to lift up, anchor that left cheek down. Lift that chest up high, high, high. And now roll the arm back and start to look back. Maybe your elbow is going to switch and come outside the knee. Isn't that good? Now let's hold this for about, I'm going to say like 45 seconds. A good chunk of time. Slow breath. Close your eyes and start to shape the clay. Imagine that your spine, your back, it's kind of like clay, right? If you push too hard on that clay when you're sculpting it, you're just going to break it off. And we don't want to do that. We want to mold the clay with our hands, with our breath, with our intention. Feel your thumbs in the clay as you twist. So good. Let's get to our deepest point. Last one in. And breathe it out. Twist it. Perfect. Perfect ion. Also known as perfection. Cross your right ankle over your right foot over your left knee. And bend your left knee if you're going to do it. You don't have to bend the left knee. That requires a little bit more flexibility in your hips. Okay, so the right knee is now the one pointing up to the ceiling. My left arm is going to hook that right knee. My right hand is going to grab my left wrist, and we'll pull that baby in. Lift that chest up. And twist. Just pull it in as tightly as you can. We're still got both hands on the leg right now, drawing in. And then it's the right arm that goes up to the ceiling. And we're going to pivot it back, twisting there. Now I'm going to take my elbow outside the knee. You can do it if you like, but I want you to stay upright. And provided that your spine has not been surgically fused together, then what you have in there are individual joints between each of the vertebrae. And you want to think of it moving in that way. Imagine like one of those spiral staircases. And each one of the vertebrae is a different stair step that's kind of moving around the circle of the central column. Good, one more. Oh boy. Good, right? It's good. Okay, let's bring ourselves onto our backs. And if you like to roll on your back, be my guest. If you like to do headstand, this would be your chance to do headstand, because otherwise we're going to do shoulder stand in a moment. So I like to roll myself, get a little bit of momentum. Maybe I'm going to do 3 or 4 of those. And then, boom, up. Good. So empowering to realize that you can't get it wrong. If you're willing to learn from any situation, you can't get it wrong. So you might as well just do what you feel like doing. Accept the consequences of it and grow from it. empowering yourself. Let's take about 3 more nice, good, deep breaths. Good. Bend your knees, pull them down towards you, and slowly reach your feet down over your head if you're going to do plow pose, or keep your knees in with your knees bent and just get a little stretch there. Watch out for your neck, don't overdo it. And slowly make your way down onto your back. So I got my knees in, rocking side to side, just feeling good, feeling that yoga buzz in the mind, that kind of feeling of spaciousness, the feeling of lightness, the feeling of openness. Really, really good, yeah? Perfect. Perfect, Ion. Put your feet down on the ground. Knees are bent. Feet are on the floor. Excuse me. Inhale, your hips are going up to the ceiling. Interlace your hands beneath you. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Lift your chest. Lift your heart. So let's just hang out in this basic bridge. We did it at the very beginning of class. This is the first of 2 bridges we're going to do. So if you're going to do wheel, hold on for a second. Do this again. Just 3 more breaths right here. Use your legs. Use your glutes. Imagine you're holding a soccer ball between your knees. Squeeze the ball. Lift the hips. Squeeze the ball. Lift the hips. And slowly come on all the way down. Hug the knees into the chest. Really nice. Okay. Let's move from here into our second bridge or into our wheel pose. Okay, keep it wheel. Inhale, hips up, interlace your hands beneath you. Or you're in full wheel pose. And again, just get that open chest, whatever version you're in. Open your lungs. Open your ribs. Open your heart to me, darling. I hold the lock and you hold the key. Open your heart to me. I'll give you love if you turn the key. Take a deep breath in. Exhale all the way down onto your back. Okay, we got our knees into our body, yes. We're going to do our windshield wiper twist, and that is how we are finishing this absolutely beautiful class that we shared together today. Bring your knees together so that they're knocking. Take both of your knees to the right. So your feet are wide, yes? Right foot should be sitting on the right edge of the mat. Left foot is sitting on the left edge of the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Sink it down. Maybe you want to reach your arms overhead. Second side, feet are wide. Knees go left. Left ankle crosses onto the right knee. Maybe your arms are out to the side, or maybe you're reaching overhead and you're stretching the right arm a little bit longer. Good. And then slowly we're coming back through the center. We're going to stretch the legs away. We're going to take our palms and bring them right alongside us. Now let's imagine once again this connection between the power center, the navel, and the heart center. So if you imagine right behind your belly button, imagine that there's a yellow light. And imagine that right behind your breastbone there's a green light. And then imagine that those two lights begin to reach out and touch and blend together. And the radiance of this inner light starts to move out through your arms, through your feet, through your chest, through your neck, through your throat, through your brain. And just let yourself go for a minute. All right, my friends, slowly start to come back to your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Come on up to sitting. So know that empowerment, self-empowerment, it's a choice. When you choose to grow, when you choose to learn, when you choose to experience life, when you learn to make better choices based on past experience, it's all part of this beautiful, beautiful journey. Bring your hands together at your heart. I hope you'll take care of yourselves today. I hope you'll honor yourselves today. I hope you'll love yourselves today and love someone else too. Let's finish with an Om. Take a nice deep breath in. Om. Very good. Make your hands warm, everybody. Take the warmth over your head and your body. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up.